we are seeing a resurgence with risk-on assets. We just had one of the greatest recoveries we have ever seen for January. Almost 40%. The second highest recovery for January we have ever seen in Bitcoin's history. Think about that, okay? And it makes sense. It makes sense because we were so oversold. The entire market was oversold. Bitcoin was oversold. So many people getting bearish, right? So, of course, when that happens and Bitcoin and entire market becomes extremely, extremely bearish and oversold, you have a tremendous bounce. And that's what we had in January, right? Will it continue in February? Well, if you look at this, traditionally speaking, February is a very, very bullish month. Very bullish month. Okay, look at it. 2022, 12%. 2021, 37%. 2020, yeah, minus 9%. But then, yeah, 11%, 1%, 23%, 20%, 18%. Only, 2014 was pretty bad. So we'll see. Can we have another tremendous recovery month? Well, it depends on tomorrow. It depends on tomorrow. And my gut is telling me that tomorrow will be good. During these FOMC meetings, usually what happens is you see Bitcoin dump all of a sudden, and then it starts recovering, and then it goes upwards. Usually that happens if Powell says something good. The last time Powell said something during the last press conference, I remember the first half of the day, or maybe the full day, it was down. But what he said was actually really positive, but people just overreacted. So then we started coming back up. So it could be the same tomorrow. But anyways, tomorrow will be very interesting for sure. For sure. Now, of course, if you're comparing our recovery right now, there's a lot of similarities to 2019, right? 2018 was the bottom. 2019 was recovery. And you could see pretty similar. And if we are at that break moment at B, right? That means what follows will be tremendous. Remember, in 2019, we had a tremendous run from about 3,000 all the way up to 14,000. 3,000 to 14,000, almost 5x within a matter of months. Then it came down, right? So there's a lot of people that are thinking that we could go up to as high as 40,000 or 50,000 by May or June. Can it happen? Well, if we're repeating 2019, maybe. But if it happens that soon, we'll probably come down after finding that peak. So we'll see. But we are definitely mimicking that recovery from 2019. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase up 12% yesterday, and they're already up 5% today. The market bell just rung, right? And we do have some good news from Coinbase. Coinbase had this big class action lawsuit brewing from investors because, some of these guys feel like they just need to sue people because, they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. But they were suing Coinbase, saying that they supposedly sold unregistered securities and improperly failed to register a broker deal. And a U.S. judge just threw that out the window. So that's great for Coinbase. They did nothing wrong, and they've been coming up. Look at that, almost 6% already because, of course, crypto is coming up. That means their fees, the profits, are going to go up, and this is good overall. And remember, Cathie Wood's been loading up on Coinbase recently, right? She's been loading up on Coinbase in the 40s and 50s. Now we're at 70 already, although we're still really off from highs, but pretty good. Look at Coinbase. I just started a stream like 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. It's at 6%. Now it's at 12%. 12%. The SEC just lost a huge case with the project library. Now, in case you're not aware, SEC sued this decentralized library of videos and knowledge and everything because they thought that not only did they host a illegal token offering, but that because of that illegal token offering, that the entire project is a security. So that is why they wanted to shut them down. Now, this was big news because Library initially did lose. They lost, and they said that they were going to pretty much close doors and give up. But luckily, they did not. They appealed that decision, and now the judge has clarified, saying, yes, the SEC got them on that token offering, okay? But that does not mean that Library itself is a security. And Library can still have other sales. For example, the Library tokens that's being sold in the secondary market, in this case like DEXs, for example, or centralized exchanges, for example, those are not considered security offerings. Nor is Library itself a security just because they did have the security sale. Oh, by the way, that's the market bell, right? So, this is absolutely huge. This means that Library, yes, they pay a fine for that initial token offering, but they can continue on and move forward. They are not declared a security, and they're able to still have their tokens being traded in the free market. That is huge. That is huge because one of the things that Gary was banking on is the fact that they catch someone doing some kind of token offering or had a token offering. They just want to label them completely as security, right? Where Gary does. That's not going to be the case anymore. So this is going to set a huge precedent on everything else that the SEC is going to do from here on out in terms of crypto. After Jerome Powell had his press conference, and most of you guys joined me while he was talking, right? The bottom line, to summarize, he said what I expected. I told you guys what I was expecting, and he basically said it in much more words than I did. So 25 basis points overall. That's really good. So we're up to 4.5% for our federal fund rate. Okay, not too shabby, better than a 4.75. But overall, he said, hey, our job is not done. We're going to continue forward. But he's open. He's going to reevaluate his mind during the next FOMC meeting, which is in the end of March. He's open to the fact that maybe we can still bring inflation down without destroying the labor market and without forcing unemployment to go up. That's the big thing. He had some dovish moments. He said some very bullish things, but he tried to hide it with hawkish tone. He kept going in circles, but this is the first time since I've been covering these FOMC meetings where he gave notion that, hey, maybe we have done enough. Maybe we don't need to be so aggressive anymore. Maybe we'll evaluate and decide that we don't need to raise rates anymore or raise it slower, right? This is the first time he became somewhat dovish. Even though he had a hawkish tone, I know it's hard to. You have to read in between the lines. If you watched the press conference today and it was the very first one, you're like, I have no idea what he's saying, right? But for me, I've listened through it like a dozen of them, and I know exactly what he's saying. I know exactly what he's feeling, right? And this is the reason why market went up today, because if you could read in between the lines and you could get a sense of what he's really saying, it's a very bullish thing. And this sets the tone for the remainder of the year. Some people have asked me about Michael Burry. What do you think about Michael Burry saying sell the day before the FOMC meeting? And guess what? He has deleted his account now. Okay? Michael Burry, unfortunately, yes, he had a right call with the housing market, but ever since then, he's been negative Nancy, ultra bear, no matter what, right? And he probably wrecked himself. He probably had a big short once again, and he guessed wrong. He guessed wrong. He got it completely wrong. So wrong, he doesn't even want to hear people saying, I told you so. He just deleted his entire account. Not just the tweet, the entire account. reported that Twitter, and some of you guys may be wondering why Doge is going up. It's because of this. Elon has been secretly working on some kind of payment mechanism for Twitter. And he has said in the past, of course, he wants to concentrate on fiat, but crypto, Bitcoin, and crypto, probably Bitcoin and Doge, and who knows if it's Doge first, could be coming. And this is what all Dogecoin holders are waiting for, some kind of integration. But now this is heating up. It's going to happen. Just a matter of, matter of time, right? Is this going to come out next month, right? And in February, who knows? Who knows? But this, again, is starting to heat up. And this is why so many people are getting excited once again about Doge, right? Who is sitting at number 9 on CMC and has not dropped off. You have a whole bunch of people that really love Doge.